Good morning, folks. Welcome to Bet the Gambit. I am Kenny White, and it is a Monday, March 3rd, already March. Thank goodness. I've been waiting for March, even though February wasn't bad, wasn't a bad month. It was actually a winning month for me, so that was good. Usually it's a tough month. February is always tough. I'm glad March is here. More meaningful games. Yesterday wasn't great. It was for me in college baseball and women's basketball. Don't want to brag, but my VIP club did not do well in the college basketball. That was bad. I'd like to win in all for everyone. And my best bets I'd like to win. And I came up with two plays that were marginal plays, 1% plays that I pushed to 2% plays, thinking they were just meaningless games and would go flying over. One was close. Valpo, Illinois, Chicago came 151. It went over 154.5. And Murray and Belmont, really shocking. 130 it came. I went over 151.5. Very shocked at that game. Amazing college basketball. I really should have, I think, analyzed maybe a little closer, or maybe I could have picked out two winners for my VIP club instead of two losers. But baseball was good. College baseball is good. Told you if you watched Sports by the Book yesterday, I gave out both games here in Vegas over. Washington just gets there by a half a run, 12-8 in the last game. But Texas, one big inning in the fifth. I think there was 11 runs scored, maybe nine, and then Texas put up a 9 spot in the seventh. It's just with that wind and they start rolling, that can happen. That's kind of a softball game. In a softball game, there's more runs scored in every inning, and I was kind of expecting that in both of those games, more runs scored in every inning. But temperatures were lower yesterday as well. That doesn't help when your temperatures are, in the 40s and 50s. If it was 75, 80 degrees yesterday, I think they could have scored 30 runs in both those games. Anyhow, let's look at some college hoops here. I will be at the South Point today with Alex, and the two of us will be on the desk, Sports by the Book, and we will have a lot more information for you. And let's look at some revenge factors. Wake Forest has revenge. Wichita State, right off the bat on the main sheet, has revenge. Couple of Big Sky games. Kansas has revenge at home against Houston. Wow. How far has the Kansas program fallen this year? They just didn't have the same talent level as they've had in the past. I think everybody has revenge against Houston, but we'll see how Kansas responds in a revenge factor game where they lost at home. Eastern Washington has revenge. Couple of winners in a row. Grambling has revenge against Bethune-Cookman. Skip a game, Morgan State, nothing. Norfolk State, nothing. And then Howard has revenge on the first sheet. So let's just look at a couple games here. So Wake Forest with revenge. I'll adjust Duke down to 18. There's no play there. My lean to the under in the total. But boy, Duke is really playing up tempo. I didn't do unbelievable. I didn't color code the sheet today. I don't know how I missed that last night. I worked from 6 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon, and then took a break, and then came back and finished up at nighttime on a Sunday. And that's just every day. I'm going to have to color code this and then send it back out. Let me see if I can make heads or tails of it. On that game, slow pace for Wake. Duke is a little up tempo. Wake Forest is far better on the defensive end than they are on the offensive end. So I hate it that it's a blowout to go under, but maybe Duke's defense will hold down Wake Forest. My cross-reference score, 141. Which is lower. My cross-reference scores, that's always good to have lower. That comes out lower than the total. I got a coffee brewing too. All right, Wichita, North Texas. I adjust North Texas down to 6. There's no play on the side, but I do have a play in the total. 118, and it's 127.5. We know North Texas will control the pace. Wichita does want to run. Wichita State slightly better defense than they do on the offensive end. So North Texas is not going to let them run. They're going to play their style of play. The cross-reference score does come out higher, much, much higher. Wow, 136. Pretty amazing it comes out that high. Wichita scores. But on the year, Wichita is an under team. They are 17-10 to the under this year. And Wichita on the road, they're 5-4 to the over. It's North Texas, and I can't pass up an under. It may have been a bigger play, but I'm just betting a 1% play on that North Texas game under. Okay, I'm going to skip a couple games down. Let's just take a look at the revenge factors with Kansas. I adjust Houston down to 10. They are only 9. There's no play there. I do have an underplay in the game. Kansas's defense has been better than their offense all year. Their defense has been tremendous. Top 5 defense. They allow 66 a game in a fairly up-tempo style. This will not be up-tempo. Houston will not let them go up-tempo. I do like that game under. It's only a 6-point difference, but I think I like that under better than the first 2 games. Just as long as Houston doesn't get out to a big lead. But sometimes that doesn't matter because that defense just like an octopus, they squeeze you to death. Idaho State hosting Northern Arizona. Northern Arizona has revenge. I adjust that down to 1.5. Northern Arizona is a play. If it's still +6, let's take a look at the Spank odds screen. And the game today's schedule, Idaho State. This number is now 7. We can get 7 on this. We have to take a look, find out what's going on here. Conference play-wise, Northern Arizona is 7-10, number 7. And Idaho State is number 4. Having a good year, Idaho State. Let me take a look at the conference standings. And Idaho State is tied for 3rd. And Northern Arizona is number 7 right now. Let's take a look. Got to pull up my tournament standings. Or tournament formats, I should call it. All the way to the bottom. It's not all the way at the bottom. It's Big Sky. I was thinking WAC for some reason. Big Sky. Big Sky top 6 get a bye. This is a very important game for Northern Arizona. They are 1 behind. They're 1 game out of getting that bye. I don't know why this game has gone up. Let's double check if there's any injuries in this game. No, Idaho State's the better team. McLaughlin, they all played. All starters played. They have 1 bench guy. Their number 1 guy off the bench has missed a couple of games in a row. They've rotated wins and losses for the last 4 games. This is the final game of the year. And then Idaho State, all players are in. They look very healthy. That's fine. That's okay. I'm taking 7. I don't know why this went down, but 1% play on that. And then the last revenge game on the regular board, Eastern Washington has revenge against Montana. I adjust that down to 7. It gives me a play on Eastern Washington plus the 10. If it's still 10, we'll check. It is 9.5 across the board. I don't want to take 9.5. If I take 10, it takes them to score 11 to beat me. So just the 0.5 point move is a full point towards winning and losing. Winning and tying. I don't want to tie. I'd rather tie than lose, obviously. But taking 10, they have to beat me by 11. If I take 9.5, they beat me by 10. That's a full point difference. Look at it that way. So I'm going to pass on that. I will look around. Let's say it was 10. Do I want to bet this team, Eastern Washington? This was always a good basketball program. And Don Munson takes this program over after a long, long career. This is a storied program. He has not done a good job with it. David Riley left, probably got a promotion. I know he went somewhere. Shante Leggins did very well there. Man, I don't know. This is the first conference losing record since 2014. They were 500. The year before that, Jim Hayford had a losing record in 2013. Dan Munson has taken this team back 10 years. Now, he has been a good coach, Munson. He was at Minnesota. He was at the Gonzaga. Can you believe that? He won 27 games for the Zags in 1999. And I think from that point on, Mark Few took over. After Munson won 27 games, did a great job. He gets hired at Minnesota, was never able to turn the Minnesota program around in 7 years. He gets hired at Long Beach, and he starts to bring Long Beach up. It took him 5 years. He took him to the NCAA tournament and then never took him again until last year when the AD fired him and the team stepped up and won the conference tournament and went back to the NCAA tournament. And I don't believe he coached the team. Now he's at Eastern Washington. Dan Munson's up there in years. Not sure if he's able to motivate kids that young. Again, not sure if he's able to. So 4-game losing streak, that kind of scares me at the end of the season. They did have a little 4-game mini winning streak right before that. Montana's coming off a loss. And it looks like they wrapped up the conference, or no, they have not. They are 14-3. They need to win. Northern Colorado's playing Weber State today. Both those teams are 14-3. I'm sure they'd both like to win the conference. I'm glad they took the 10 with Eastern Washington. I really don't want to play it. Montana's just a much better team right now. If Dan Munson knew what he was doing and coaching like I know that he used to be able to, I could see improvement. Maybe we'll say maybe it's going to take him a couple years there. But 3 plays for you, 3 unders: Duke under, North Texas under, and Houston under. I do like the Houston under total the best, and maybe the smallest difference. So that's it for me today. Remember, Alex White and I will be on the desk at 10 a.m. at the South Point today. So more action, more college basketball, more information on all of these games for you there at the South Point. Sports by the book, 10 a.m., folks. Thanks. Have a great rest of your morning. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m.